Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Olamide and I'm based in Sunderland. I make videos about food, history, chit chat and lifestyle, and today is one of our chit chat section. But before we start, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please click on the subscribe button and make sure you turn on the notification bell for when next I upload a new video. So today we'll be talking about a trending topic. It's about this guy called Hushpuppi. Although I won't be really focusing on him. I just want to use him as a link to what I'll be talking about today. So I know we the young ones, we all know who Hushpuppi is, but for the elderly ones who watches my channel and for those who do not know who Hushpuppi is, I know my parents and their friends, they watch my videos. Hushpuppi is this Nigerian guy who is based in Dubai. He goes online on social media to flaunt his wealth, his designer outfits, his money, bulk of money and everything. And he claimed he was a businessman before his arrest. But he was arrested last week with about 12 members of his gang and they've been charged for fraud. And according to the reports released by the Dubai police, they said he has defrauded about 1.9 million people all over the globe and in about $168 billion. $168 billion, that's quite a lot of money. So he was arrested last week and like I said, they've been charged for fraud. And today I'll be discussing about not Hushpuppi, but ways to prevent our children from going through that path, or ways to prevent people of this generation from going through that path. And I've divided this into three aspects. I've decided one as the responsibility of the parents, one as the responsibility of the government, and the last part as the responsibility of the person involved. So the first one, which is the parents, the Bible tells us in the book of Proverbs that train a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. This is very, very important. When you have a child, it's like God has given you a clean sheet of paper. There's nothing written on it, and you are the one to write anything you want on it. And like Pastor Femi Emmanuel will say, the first 7 years of a child's life is very, very important to shape that child into who you want him or her to become. So when you have a child, we need to take up the responsibility of training them right. Okay, let's say the first aspect of it, if you're a Christian, is to, train them in the way of the Lord. When you wake up in the morning, do your morning devotion with them, do your Bible study with them. I remember when I was growing up, my parents would wake us up in the morning. My dad wakes up very early in the morning. That is the first thing we do. Either you're grumpy, you're annoyed, you're happy, he doesn't care. You have to do it. And it has really, molded us to who we are today. And even now, the first thing we do when we wake up in the morning is to pick up our Bible and do our morning devotion. And then I remembered after the morning devotion, he would sit and talk to us. So that is very, very important. If you want your child to turn out good, I believe personally though, you can't do it without God. So when you have a child, we need to train them in the way of the Lord. We need to tell them what is right and what is wrong, what they should do and what they should not do. That is very, very important. I am not saying they didn't train him well, because we have this tiny percentage of people that even when you train them right, they still go the bad way. They still turn out, in a bad way. So I am not saying maybe it was trained right or wrong, but I'm just saying as parents, these are the things we need to do. That is very, very important. And on the aspect of the parent as well, we need to teach our children to be accountable. They need to be accountable and transparent with whatever they're doing. Like when I was growing up, I remembered my mom, oh my God, my mom would tell us to open our box of clothes. We have a room. She would just come into our room and tell us, open your box of clothes. And she would sit and watch you bring out things from there. She wants to know if you have anything that is not yours in your room. I understand now we might call that invasion of privacy, but it has really helped us. Then you dare not bring what is not yours back home to my mother and my father. They will never ever take it. And when your child comes back home and brings a biro, a pen, a toy that is not theirs, you need to ask them, where did you get this from? Who gave this to you? And by the time you do that, and your child knows, oh my God, when I take this thing, oh, mom will be annoyed. Mom will be annoyed with me. Mom will definitely question me about where I brought it from. your child will never bring that kind of thing home. But when they bring in toy today, you just overlook it. Oh, it's a toy, let her have it. And tomorrow they bring in this, you overlook it, let her have it. You know, at the long run, they turn up to bring something more, you know, more valuable home. Anything they see, they can even steal. So we need to work on this aspect as well. We need to make our children accountable for whatever they do, whatever they lay their hands on, any job they are doing, anything. You need to make them accountable. Teach them how to be accountable for their act. Teach them to be transparent. Teach them to be honest. It goes a very, very important way. It goes a very, very long way in shaping our society. And there is a word that says, you know, the society starts from the family. If your family is if your children are well cultured, well trained, by the time they get into the society, you know, they behave well. And if everybody from every house in the environment are well trained and coming into the society, that means we won't have any problem at all. So that is very, very important on the part of the parents. May God help us. And the second part is in the part of the government, especially the developing countries, which Nigeria is one of them. I think these days it is just a nightmare the way our governments are just misbehaving. I understand we have this free primary education, this free primary schools without equipment, without chairs for the children to sit. It's so disheartening. But it is very important for even our government to provide basic education. It goes a long way. It goes a long way. If there is primary, secondary, and even the tertiary institution where you don't really have to pay, or you can get a loan, a student loan to go to, most of the young adults won't come out miserable. They won't be miserable. It's so disheartening. Anyway, that is for our government. They really need to do better. Our government needs to do better. They need to provide basic education with good infrastructure in them, you know, like the chairs, the even a computer and the likes. And here in United Kingdom, I know there is student loan. When you get to a higher institution, the primary education is free, secondary education is free. And when you get to the higher institution, you can actually get a student loan. If your parents can afford to pay, they can pay. But if not, there is student loan available, which you can pay back over a very long time. I think 25 years or so after you're done with the uni. But in Nigeria, we don't have that. We don't have that. Once you're in uni, people struggle and struggle to pay. They beg their families, their uncles, and everyone to pay for their school fee. And it's even hard for them to eat. So it's not like that here. So I think our government needs to do better. They need to look into the part of education in Nigeria and make it better. Sincerely, they need to do better. Then what I would say again is jobs. They need to provide jobs for the young adults. We've been saying this for many years. It is, oh God, it is so sad. You see a graduate who has a first class from the uni, they don't have a job. And at the end of the day, if they don't, most of them, they might become so sad, so tired of life, and maybe someone just tells them, you better come and make your quick money here. And then they go to do it. So I feel if our government can make it better, if there are jobs in Nigeria, most of the youth, we have something to do. They won't be on social media, you know, looking at people's wealth and everything. They will have something to do. The Bible says, not the Bible now, I think it's a common word that an idle man is the devil's workshop. So if someone has a job he or she is doing, they won't go after people on social media watching their lives. And the last one is to the person now, to the person, you know, to him or herself. And this is like the person involved, which is the children, with the youth of this generation. The first thing I would like to tell us is patience. We need to, you know, we need to have that aura of patience all around us. All around us. It is really important. If you look at the stories of all these rich people, Bill Gates and the likes, they started from somewhere. They didn't just wake up one morning and boom, they are rich. No, they didn't do that. So it is really important for us to be patient. We need to really be patient when dealing with life. There is no big deal in you getting a job. There is no big deal in you working for someone. Everybody just wants to be the boss of their own, and they don't even have the fund. Why not just work for someone first? Have a lot of savings, start the business on the side, and when you see the business is booming, is getting better, you can resign from your job and move on to the business. But these days, everybody just wants to be the boss. They want to make their own money, and they want to be the CEO and everything. So we need to really be patient. It takes a while for the money to come. Then the next thing is to be very hardworking. We need to be hardworking with the youth of these days. You can't just stay in bed all day and expect the money to come meet you in bed. You need to go out. I understand we have some people who are graduates and the job is not forthcoming. If you see anything that's, although the pay might not be so much, you can go into it first, and by the time a better job is coming, you just move into it. So I think we need to learn how to be hardworking, and may the Lord help us all. And the last thing I would say for we the youth of this generation is about our parents' name. When I was growing up, my dad used to tell us that a good name is important to him. My dad would always say that. Always, he would tell you his name is important to him. And over time, I realized he is right. He is really right. When you have a good name, you'll be able to walk on the street without covering your face. So we need to think about that. If our parents have preserved their names, their forefathers' name, their names, all this why do we want to just destroy it within this our own generation? We need to always think about it. When you think about protecting the integrity of your family, protecting the integrity of the name in your family, you won't go astray. That is the truth. You won't go astray. And the last but not the least thing is to leave everything unto God. Is to walk with God. We need to make our lives align with His purpose for us. If we walk with God, it will make everything beautiful at His own time. And I hope with these few points I've been able to impact your lives. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you tell your friends to subscribe. Make sure you like my video, share my videos with your friends and your family, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.